So the first started with creating a custom molded footbed. So it really started there. And I knew, even though I didn't know anything about making shoes, I knew exactly how I needed it to feel, and I knew what I needed it to do, like for my body. So we took a long time. I did. I took a long time of just with the footbed, and really perfecting that. That probably took honestly like almost a year. And then I knew once we had that footbed, and the comfort and the support was really there, then it was a really clear lane that I was going to stay in terms of style, which was, also creating something that was very stylish, very fashionable, and very diverse. So something that could really take you through your day. Gratefully, I have so many women in my orbit, in my world, that are just such dynamic, diverse women. We're all moms, business owners, or really vibrant professional careers. And something that I wanted people to be able to just put on at the start of their day, do school drop off, go to work, go to a meeting, run to work out, go to a yoga class, go to Pilates, whatever, come home, stop at the market, walk the dog, like, and not have to change your shoes and look cute, like, and stylish the whole time and be comfortable and supported. So once that started, then it was really closing every single gap. I knew it had to be, vegan, no harm to animals. So finding those sources, and then also finding the luxury materials that existed in that space. So the fabrications were really elevated and very luxurious. Um, and then we went on to the packaging and working with an expert that their company, all they do is work in certifiable, traceable, sustainable packaging. So that once we had that buttoned up, then we were like, okay. And it started really small. And this, because obviously wholesale is our wheelhouse, we started with wholesale first before building our own DTC channel. We're really grateful. We didn't tell anyone that it was my project. I didn't want any favors. I know more than anyone that the product has to stand for itself, and be that good. So we purposely didn't tell any of the retail partners that we've worked with for years and years and years. And we were very fortunate that we had a very strong response from wholesale. Today, we are in about 150 of the best specialty boutiques and stores throughout the country, which we're so very grateful for. And we started there first. And it really wasn't until we were probably for a business model like later to the game, with building our DTC channel, because we really focused on wholesale and we really got a lot of the data from wholesale and learning and understanding from the customer base, like through the wholesale accounts. And then we built our own online channel, which is really, really vibrant. And we're very grateful for that. And then it's now been a year and a half since we opened our first flagship store, in Bel Air, up at the Beverly Glen Center. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a cool journey, but really also very organic, like not pushing, not, just sort of like one step. And very, very grateful that almost from the start, we were self-sustaining. So we were never in debt. We didn't have to borrow money. We still do have a number of investors always coming to the brand to say, thankfully, we haven't had to take any. So it's been a really beautiful journey that way also, to just sort of, I don't know, maybe it's like when you are really that thoughtful and conscious and trying to sort of really with integrity put out a great product that, is very truthful, like, and aligned, that just one step kind of comes after the other, instead of, yeah, like, I don't know how else to say that, but it has certainly felt that way.
You're definitely not the first entrepreneur that we've had on the show that has said the exact same thing. That they said, when I decided I wanted
Yeah.
to do this and I had this, thoughtful journey kind of mapped out, they're like, people just came into my orbit that I needed. Like I figured things out. And of course, we know not everything is, roses all the time, but
Yeah, of
being able
course.
to take
Yeah,
that
of
next
course.
step, you're like, okay, I'll figure this out and I'll
Yeah.
I'll do this and create what I need to. I have to tell you the funny story. So your store is up in the Beverly Glen Center.
Yes, I want to hear this
Okay.
story.
Okay, crazy, crazy. So I was doing online dating a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
I had a date up in that shopping center. So there's a little market at the end whose name I can't even remember. It's like a little rest.
Jade's.
Yes.
Jade's. Yeah.
hmm I had a little, and so I met the guy there, and he was a lovely gentleman. We had a wonderful
Oh,
little coffee
good.
meeting, and we walked around like the area, and we took like a little nature hike, and
Cute.
it was really quite nice. And I was like, oh, this sounds fun. And then the guy at the end of the date was all like, hey, we should, it was a holiday weekend or so. He said, we should go out tomorrow. Or do you have plans this weekend? And he was making all these plans. He was super jazzed, a little bit too much. Cause I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll see you tomorrow, but
Calm
I don't know
down.
about a
Yeah.
whole weekend. But I was like, God, this guy sounds really great. This sounds cool. And he's like, great. He got my number and he's like, all right, well, how about this for tomorrow? He made all these plans with me.